Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Coming back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, you folks in Platter videos, here's videos I'm going to do for the while now where I go over there to try food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, then folks, I'm going to talk about the stuff. I'm going to let you know all you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff that, well, folks, at the time I'm doing this, I mean, there's some saucy folks out there, folks, but are there gravy folks out there? That's a little bit weak, but we're still going to roll with it. Sometimes I come up with those in advance, and they tend to be better, and sometimes I come up with them on the fly, and they're hit or miss. But anyway, I'm in the back room. I got a Peter Can Thunderbolt poster behind me. Crappy old ladder off to the side. There's some Marvel figures up there. And, folks, I'm wearing a cool shirt. When I wear a cool shirt, I like to highlight the shirt. What cool shirt am I wearing? Boom! I'm still rocking my ginger shirt. Love the shirt. It's got the sunflowers and the skulls. Actually got this shirt when I went to go see them. By the way, they're a Ukrainian metal band. They're phenomenal. I got this shirt when I got to go see them about a month ago at the time I'm doing this. I actually got some videos on this very channel, just in case you're interested, of their performance. And I remember going the line for their merchandise, because I'm a veteran of doing shows, okay, and go to concerts. I get my merchandise as soon as I can. And I got in. By the time I got into the venue, the merch line was literally outside of the merch area. Now, to be fair, some of that is because the merch area setup for that particular venue, and I'm not going to mention it, but it's not the best. It's not the best setup. The other thing was they only had one person working the merch booth. They really needed at least two people. But I remember going there, and as I got closer and closer, I could read some of the signs that they had up more clearly, and one of them said cash only. And I was like, no, I don't have any cash. I went over there, I spent all the cash that I had to go over there and do the train and do all the stuff and everything. Like, I don't have any cash. And I was like, I've already been in this line for like damn near half an hour. Like, I'm just gonna truck it out and, see what ends up happening. Turned out that was only for like their older designs. This is one of their newer ones. So I love this shirt. But anyway, what am I trying for y'all today, folks? Well, it's nothing Ukrainian related. In fact, I think it's from Mexico. We're going to do, boom! It is Fress Kolita. Quality and taste, fresh Kolita. I think this is a Mexican soda. Let's find out. Does it say anywhere? It's got to say somewhere. Well, apparently it's made under the authority of Miami, Florida Beverages. Maybe it's from Florida? I don't know. I got it at a Mexican supermarket, so my brain is like, it's probably a Mexican soda. Yeah, it's got to be, because it has there's things in Spanish on it. Maybe it's a Spanish soda. I don't know, but it's a soda from a place that I'm not exactly sure of, that I've never heard of. And I like sodas, and I like trying new stuff. That's why I do this show. So we're going to give this a shot. I could have looked it up, to be fair. But two things prevented me from doing that. One, I'm lazy. Two, this one's actually more important. I wanted to go into it blind. I didn't want to go over there and check it out and have it give a description and be like, oh, it's this type of soda, because that'll, influence my opinion of the taste. So hopefully it's delicious. Okay. I'm familiar with this smell. What was the... Because, I've had other Mexican sodas before, and not all of them, obviously, it depends on, what it's supposed to be, but more than one of them has had this smell, so I think I'm going to know more or less what this is going to taste like. Yeah, okay. I think this is, and I apologize if I'm wrong, I think this is like a Mexican cola, which is probably the Kolita aspect of it. Because I've had the Inca Cola, which is it's like a gold cola. And this kind of reminds me of that. Although, from what I remember, it's been a little while since I've had the Inca Cola. I think I remember liking that more than this. I don't mind this, mind you. It's good, but it's different than an American cola. Like, it doesn't taste like Coke. For one thing, it's a little bit more chemically tasting. And I'm not saying bad, like it doesn't even have like a weird aftertaste, but you can definitely taste different stuff in it than like your Coca-Colas, your Pepsis, or your RCs. It's definitely different. It almost has like instead of having like a pronounced cola flavor, it's very sweet. And it almost has like a if you've ever had bubblegum soda, it almost tastes a little bit like that, but with like a cola aspect to it. Um, you definitely don't get the same like refreshing crispness that you do from like more conventional sodas. Now, all that said, I don't dislike it at all. Like I said, I've had other Mexican colas before, and typically I like them. And I appreciate the fact that because especially with colas, sometimes these days I think it's mostly been put to rest. But I certainly remember growing up, people like, oh, Pepsi and Coke are the same. It's like no, they're different for sure. Like obviously they have a similar base, but cola experiences can be wildly different depending on what you've had. And I appreciate the fact that Mexican colas have their own signature flavor. It's not exactly what I'm used to, being more of a Coke Pepsi RC guy, but I also like the fact that it's not as familiar. You want it to be different, so. And the difference is good. It's just not, again, it's just not exactly a cola as my palate has it known to it. But I do like it. It's just because ultimately it comes down to okay, I always ask questions: would I get it again? Would I recommend it to people? Would I get it again as a singular can, which is how I bought this? Every now and again, yeah, because I got it from a little Mexican supermarket that I love. It's a great little spot. I could see going over there and picking it up. Though, again, I might get an Inca Kola over this because I think that I remember the Inca Kola being a little bit more to my personal palate. But I do still like it. I could see going over there and getting it every now and again. But the thing is, it would be on a can-by-can basis. It would never be... I don't think I would ever get like a case of this stuff compared to a Coke or a Pepsi or, again, an RC. Just because those are the cola standards that I've personally grown up with. And while I don't see this as being a lesser cola standard, it's a different cola standard. And it's just, again, it is very sweet. It is definitely a very different taste than what I'm used to. So, but at the same time, if I drink it more often, it might ingratiate itself to me that much more so. But I do still like it. Now, would I recommend it to people? It depends on what you're going for. If you want a straight cola and you are somebody who, like me, you grow up with the standard colas as being your normal thing, it's very different, Like I said, it's not bad, but it's different. It's going to be different to your system. But here's the thing. If you've never had, like, a Mexican cola, again, provided that this is what that is, again, I apologize if I'm wrong, I definitely suggest giving them a shot. I really do, because not only are they good, but they're an interesting experience to go off of. And I could genuinely see some people going over there, maybe not being super into the cola taste of standard colas. This might be a nice alternative for you. For me, I'd probably go Inca Kola if I had to go with one, but the Fress Cola, if it's available to you, I definitely recommend at least giving it a shot, because ultimately it is tasty and good. It's just different. Anyway, folks, that's going to do it for me on this one. 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of the week, monumental rest of the month, stupendous rest of your year. And folks, if you could go over there and have yourselves a truly Fress rest of your life. I don't know what that means. But you could have a cola rest of your life. I know what that means. And I mean, hey, cola is hugely successful. It's like pretty much the most popular drink the world over. Except I think in Ireland, where it's like Iron Brew, which I have had before. But if I can run into any more, I will go over there and try some on the channel, because it's been years since I've had it. But yeah, final 2 things, folks. Number 1, I swear I'm not dying. I've done a bunch of videos in a row, and a number of them have been carbonated drinks, so I have to it down just a little bit. Final two things, folks. Number one, try to bring some positivity in your world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do, if you can't do it all the time, I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you do, folks. You try not to be an asshole. Now, that's not always the easiest thing to do in the world, folks. Especially if you're over there like me, you're in your mid-30s, you know, your hair's thinning a little bit, you're feeling a little bit self-conscious about it. My hair's been thinning since my 20s, so I've had to learn to deal. But even with that being the case, you know, sometimes we go out in the world, we have to deal with these things, our own insecurities and whatnot, run into, stressful situations and things. When we find ourselves in those situations, even if we do go over there, maybe let a little bit of our asshole out, try to mitigate the level of assholishness, hopefully do better for those around us and for ourselves in future situations. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, maybe you're going to go over there and you're going to watch this video that I have done here, where I talked about a hopefully Mexican cola. Otherwise, I'm going to go over there and upset some people, in which case, again, I do apologize. And maybe you're going to see it and you're going to be like, you know what, I happen to have a local supermarket by me, a little Mexican supermarket, or maybe even a big Mexican supermarket, depending where you're at. Maybe I ought to go over there and give them a shot. You go over there, you go into, the spot, maybe they have some Fress cola, maybe they have some Inca cola, maybe they have colas I haven't even heard of, folks. At the end of the day, I've had a lot of soda, but there's way more soda out there. And one day it will all be mine. But until that point, maybe you go over there, you go to reach for that can of Fress cola, maybe a gorgeous senorita happens to go over there and reach for the same one. It's a little bit awkward at first, but you get to talking, get to doing all that stuff. Maybe she goes over there and invites you out. Things start happening, all that stuff and everything like that. Maybe form a wonderful relationship that lasts through the ages. And then they make plays about you. Eventually the movie rights get sold. You end up making millions of dollars. It's a wonderful time. Or conversely, you could just go over there and try out, and you don't even have to go to a Mexican supermarket. Sometimes they have them at Mexican restaurants too. Maybe just go over there and try out some Mexican soda on your own time, or, do whatever. Or maybe just go over there and, introduce yourself to a beautiful potential partner and live a wonderful life. Bye.